everyone, it's Jessie. In today's video I'm super excited about because I'm going to be talking about and reviewing Zenith, the ANDROMA saga by Sasha Alsberg and Lindsay Cummings. Now I am actually friends with Sasha and Lindsay, so I'm going to try not to be biased on this review because I did enjoy this book, but I am going to be honest with my thoughts about it. And I'm going to be going off my notes that I wrote down while reading in this little notebook as well, so there is that. And without further ado, since I always feel like I never do synopsises justice, I'm going to read the back of the book for you all. Most know ANDROMA as the Bloody Baroness, a powerful mercenary whose reign of terror stretches across the Mirabelle galaxy. To those aboard the starship Marauder, however, she's just Andy, their friend and fearless leader. But when a routine mission goes awry, the Marauder's all-girl crew is tested as they find themselves in a treacherous situation and at the mercy of a sadistic bounty hunter from Andy's past. Meanwhile, across the galaxy, a ruthless ruler waits in the shadows of a planet, Zenith, bidding her time to extract revenge for the destruction of her people. The pieces of her deadly plan are about to fall into place, unleashing the plot that will tear Mirabelle in two. Andy and her crew embark on a dangerous soul-testing journey that could restore order to their ship or just as easily start a war that will devour the worlds. As the Marauder hurtles towards the unknown, the Mirabelle hangs in the balance. The only certainty in the galaxy runs on the lies and illusion that no one can be trusted. The prologue and first chapter of the book were really great. They really grasp my attention and pull you into the story. Start off by talking about our main character Andy, and yes, I have a glitter highlight and Zenith inspired makeup on my face. Just wanted to address that real quick. Now, ANDROMA was a really difficult character for me to kind of connect and relate with. I know that she's been through a lot in her past. She was a guard for her best friend named Callie, who was to inherit a throne. Then that ends in tragedy when Callie dies and Andy is put on trial as being seen as her killer. And then she falls in love with this guy named Dex, and then Dex betrays her, and then Andy somehow becomes the Bloody Baroness. Andy goes on to just kill a lot of people, which in my mind, I understand that your best friend died. I understand the love of your life betrayed you, but to me, I just feel like she didn't go through enough to make her the way that she is. I don't know, I just feel like there needed to be more depth there, and I feel like the way that her background was told throughout the story was kind of repetitive. I also found it a little weird that we heard about her past in bits and pieces, but we didn't hear about her family/parent life until like the very end of the book, which was kind of odd because I feel like she would have been thinking about that too along with these other things. So yeah, Andy kind of confused me, but it didn't really take away from my joy from the story. There's a lot of great things about this book. Now let's talk about the crew as a whole. A part of Andy's crew on the Marauder is Breck, Gilly, Lyra, and Andy, of course. And so I'm going to start off by talking about Breck and Gilly because I feel like they come as a pair. They're really tightly wound. I really enjoyed their chemistry and character relationships upon the ship, and I really felt them with a tight grip like a family. And I really like how unique each of them was. So Breck is a giantess and Gilly is a sharpshooter. I wasn't a fan of how Gilly was written. She was supposed to be 13 years old, but I just felt like she was talked down to a lot and she acted like she wasn't 13. She acted like she was like 7, and that's one of my least favorite things like ever. It's one of my biggest pet peeves is when you're younger than somebody and they talk down to you as if you're less than them. I can't stand that with a passion. I just think that Gilly had the potential to be a really great character. She just could have been better written for her age or lowered the age if you wanted her to act that way. Now, one of my favorite characters in the book, and she's a part of Andy's crew, is Lyra Meat. She was the character who I wanted to know more of over all the other ones. I feel like Lyra definitely had a strong heart, and she's the one that I connected to the most because I know that she loved all these people, but she didn't want to kill. She had a huge heart and she felt sympathy for everybody, and I just wanted to know more of her story and her struggles, and I really enjoyed hearing Lyra's point of views. Now, in a book like this that has a bunch of switching point of views, oftentimes with having too many POVs, it can get mixed up, but I found that having all these multiple point of views, I wasn't getting confused at all between characters or anything. It was really well written, and I really liked how it was divided and how we got information from each of the characters at the right time. When one of the characters named Queen Alar was introduced, it said that her beauty paled in comparison to her intelligence. I definitely felt that strong feminist vibe, and I really liked how strong and intelligent all the female characters were, and they knew what they stood for and what they wanted, and they were really strong in fighters, and I just really liked how they persisted, and they wouldn't let any man sway their decisions. So one of my favorite chapters in the book happens to be chapter 23, and my heart was crushed because by the end of the book there was a giant plot twist which completely went a separate direction. I wasn't expecting it. It was a fantastic ending to the book. So good. It leaves you wanting to throw the book and you want the next book like right now. And my heart just broke after reading chapter 73 and seeing the direction that the book went. Chapter 73 has to deal with Andy and Valen, and I just really love that sentimental moment that they shared together. Valen was Callie's brother, aka Callie was the one that Andy had guarded. It was a really raw moment, and I really enjoyed chapter 73 between the two. I need book 2 now! I have expected the ending, kind of, but then the rest of it was just like one after the other, like bam, bam, bam. I was like, whoa, 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 slow down. Also, one last character I want to talk about is Dex. Dex is the one who broke Andy's heart and like betrayed her and stuff. I was not, like, in the beginning I was a fan of Dex's character. I was like, oh, I see where this is going. I think there could be a romance possibly reblooming here. But then other people came in, and there was Valen, and I was like, I don't know if I like Dex anymore. I don't think I ship him with her. But at the end, he was like kind of redeeming himself, and I could see where it could possibly go in book 2. So I'm excited to see who Andy ends up with and what the future holds for the crew and how they get themselves out of this mess and who survives. So there's a lot of open-ended questions that I'm hoping that are answered in book 2, and I'm rooting for Andy and her crew, and I'm hoping to see some more character growth and development through book 2 as well. I really would like to know a lot more background about some characters like Dex and Andy, because I feel like we were just getting the same things of like 2 main events in their life. It would be interesting to see more of how they grew up and things like that. More things that led them to the people that they were. I just feel like I didn't have enough info to emphasize with their characters and how they became the way that they were. So it would be really cool to hear more like that. Next, I just kind of wanted to throw this quote in there because when I read this quote, it really caught my attention and I immediately went to grab a pen and write it down. The quote is, "But life, I'm quite sure, never considers our feelings when it decides to take us down an unsteady road." I thought that quote was beautiful, and it was a really great sentiment to compare it to life because I believe it's true. Life doesn't think about your feelings when it takes you down any path. You kind of just have to deal with situations and learn as you go, which is definitely relatable to what the characters are going through. I thoroughly enjoyed this book, and I cannot wait for book 2. I'm so excited. So despite the few personal flaws that I found, I really enjoyed this book, and I found that they didn't take away from me enjoying this story. If you guys are a fan of sci-fi, space operas, Star Wars, Guardians of the Galaxy, be sure to pick up Zenith. It comes out January 16th. So thus, this concludes my review for Zenith, the ANDROMA Saga by Sasha Alsberg and Lindsay Cummings. I think that I would rate this book about a 3.8, almost 4 out of 5 stars. Really enjoyed it. I cannot wait for the next book. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel down below if you want to see more videos from me. Also, I will be interviewing Sasha and Lindsay very soon. So if you have any questions for the authors, be sure to comment them down below. I'm Jessie. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!